And talk about how the center position continues to evolve in this league.
Right, gone are the days where the five-man is just a defensive player and a rebounder, somebody who is nothing more than a rim protector. Increasingly in today's NBA, Kevin, that position is a skill position, and by that I mean the center can handle the basketball. You can run your offense through the center position, very much the way the Celtics do with Al Horford. And if you can shoot the long-range shot, you can shoot that three-point shot, that much better for your team.
And it's interesting, Doris, the way the big men now, they go out on the perimeter and they're guarding guards. They're defending guards way outside and out of the lane.
Great point, Kev. It works on both ends of the floor.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Jackson and Bullock are the 1 and the 2. And it's Robinson in at the 3. Drummond passes to Griffin. Pass to Bullock. 4 on the clock. Takes the 3. The Pistons with a fresh 24. And it's sent back by George.
How about the timing from Paul George on that rejection? Twice on the pipes.
Sweet little floater. George has got his first basket.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
Griffin dishes to Jackson. Picked by Griffin. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Miss a 3.
Boy, they wanted to hit the ground running today, but it hasn't happened. Just 1 for 5 from the field.
Back to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's George. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Silky smooth jumper from Paul George, and he just lets it fly whenever he gets free from that spot.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
You know, the assist has to go to the screen on that play. Gave him all the room he needed to rise and fire.
Screen by Grant. Adams, the pass to Westbrook. Outside, George. Drills it from outside. George has got 7 points in the game.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Griffin a screen on Westbrook. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Drummond trying to get himself free. Griffin's shot is off.
Boy, a little too casual on the layup. Temporary loss of focus. Not good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
To the paint. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Westbrook against Jackson, using his post moves to get the 2 points. Westbrook's got his second basket.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Greg, the defense better start to disrupt his rhythm, or it's going to be an awfully long night for them.
Back to Griffin. Let's go. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And that's now 6 points for Blake Griffin. Westbrook against Jackson. Westbrook off the pick, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Well, in the screen and roll situation, Russell Westbrook may be the most difficult guard in the league. So smart, so tough.
Jackson passes to Griffin. Over Grant. Blake Griffin again. 8 points for him.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Westbrook dishes to George. Screen by Adams. Back to George for 3. The shot that time not on target. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And Kevin, you know this. That is one of Russell Westbrook's signature areas. That mid-range is sweet in his game.
And Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Adams sets the pick for George. There's the feed to Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
It really is, Greg. These squads are evenly matched. They are going at it right now.
And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years, their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Westbrook kicks to George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 9.
Well, he's kept them in balance tonight. This guy's shooting has put them in front.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. They're getting their first look at the Thunder. Their first game of the NBA's regular season. Patterson, he's checked in for Grant.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Blake Griffin. He's coming off an excellent season. 17th in assists and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And really a good season for him distributing the basketball. Whether it was the drive and dish, pick and roll, fast break, he was money all year long. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they missed, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Jackson passes to Drummond. Outside Griffin. Drummond with a screen on Patterson. Griffin against Patterson. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer at home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
It's stolen by Adams. Outside, George. Griffin with the steal. Oh, here we go with Griffin. Nobody back there. It's good.
Well, in that individual matchup, the rim is totally unprotected. He's just got too much size on him.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. Felton comes in for Roberson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Glenn Robinson III. Kennard, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. Clock at 6. George passes to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Passes it to Johnson. Oh, Griffin in position.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Schroeder kicks to George. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. Schroeder against Smith. Here's Patterson. Rebound by the Pistons.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. Number 1, the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
It's stolen by Smith. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Alex Abrinas has checked in for Oklahoma City. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Pachulia, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. Here's Smith, looking for his first basket still in this one. Lure the screen. Smith drives in, and that one drops.
And very little defense here to start the game.
Boy, both teams rolling right now on the offensive end. We got a little barn burner cooking.
The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever. It makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Patterson, the screen. Here's Schroeder. Sinks the three-pointer. Schroeder's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Lure with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Lure dishes to Johnson. Picked by Pachulia. For Detroit, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Opening night of the regular season, blue sky for every team, Doris. Optimism is high. Players thinking about all the possibilities ahead.
No doubt. It's a time of tremendous optimism for both the teams and the fans of these teams. And the culmination of the work you put into the offseason, who's improved their skill level, who's added a dimension to their offensive game. We're all salivating for the start of this year.
Cannot wait. Johnson the screen, down low, loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Schroeder outside. Outside Felton. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Just a solid-looking jumper from Ray Felton, cashing in on an easy opportunity.
Here's Johnson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Johnson's got 5.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder kicks to Felton. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Patterson. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. 8 points for him.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Up top, Pachulia. Pass to Kennard. Smith left side. Pachulia with the screen on Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Yeah, terrific roll from Zaza Pachulia. Incredible how he sets tough screens and then cuts so quickly.
Schroeder kicks to Patterson. Right side, Felton. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Right. I mean, that's solid defense. At the very least, you like seeing them muck it up and make things difficult.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the first. Patterson a screen on Johnson. Abrinas' shot is off. Pistons trail by 4. Johnson, the pass to Pachulia. Smith makes it off the glass. Smith's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
4 seconds left. And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen. Disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far, and I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Smith and Kennard are in the backcourt. Pachulia is out there with John Lure, and it's Johnson in at the 3 slot.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
Lure the screen. Kicks it out to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Drops in the tray. Johnson's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Pistons.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Schroeder against Smith. Schroeder passes to Felton. There's a screen by Noel. Felton can't get it to go.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Johnson kicks to Smith. Lure the screen. Back to Johnson. Lure a screen on Patterson. Here's Johnson. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Jeremy Grant comes in for Raymond Felton. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Abrinas. Smith kicks to Pachulia. And the pass to Johnson. And then Johnson with the jam.
Boy, nice feed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And there's the call on Pachulia. That's his first foul. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Reggie Bullock comes in for Luke Kennard. Here's Schroeder. That one's not going to go. Excellent defense there from Smith. Drummond with a screen on Schroeder. Here's Smith. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Smith's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, my, I didn't know he had the crossover in his bag of tricks. Now I've seen it all.
And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. That free throw, no good. Indoors for a long time, few people realized how efficient the three-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics, and the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has changed the logistics of what defines a quality shot. Here's a guy who steps across half court, and when he does, he's in range. So the influence of Steph Curry cannot be understated.
Great example. And Drummond throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Westbrook kicks to George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And Greg Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, I don't know that when he was selected 10th overall back in 2010, that the casual fan understood that Paul George would become one of the most effective two-way players in the NBA, but he's done just that.
Good on the second free throw. And he was one of many big names in free agency this past summer. Paul George, a huge part of that. But, you know, Greg, he didn't take long to make his decision.
Many expected George to maybe jump to the Lakers. Had been saying it was his dream to play in L.A. for over a year. But credit Westbrook and the Thunder. They won him over. He was one of the first signings in free agency to re-up with OKC.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his third foul of the game.
Third foul of the half, and that's the risk you take leaving him out there.
Drummond with it. Drummond a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. The 4th spot held by Steven Adams.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
The Pistons shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. First one falls for him.
Injuries have taken a toll on Griffin as he's gotten older, but shouldn't take away from what he's done over the course of his career.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Here's George. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
Oh, such nice touch on that turnaround jumper. That was smooth.
Jackson kicks to Robinson. Pass to Drummond. To the middle. Shot from 12. Griffin can't get it to go in. Thunder trailing by 6. Outside Westbrook. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Pistons leading by 5. To the paint. Here's Griffin. He dishes it to Drummond. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Grant. Grant with a screen on Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Russell Westbrook. He is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation.
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fire, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
Well, Russell Westbrook is a guy you want to play with because he's going to lay it on the line every night. And you couple that kind of passion with his talent and look out.
Passes it to Bullock. It's Drummond, high post. Adams on him. It's Drummond, high post. Westbrook against Jackson. Over Westbrook, and Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 5 now. Thunder trailing by 5. Outside Westbrook. Here's George. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Another 3 for Detroit.
Unable to close out defensively, even against the smaller shooter.
Well, credit the shooter. It's just great work carving just enough space to get that 3 off in time.
There's the pick. Here's Roberson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Bullock, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
You know, Doris, certain guards just have a knack for scoring in the post. When you think of that list, I'm sure there are a couple right at the top that come to mind.
Yeah, well, who don't you want to deal with in the low post out of the guard position? I'll give you one.
One shot.
Dwayne Wade. If he's on the post with a back-down dribble that he can use to his advantage, turn the lights out. Here's another guy, Sean Livingston. Unbelievable length, plays at his own pace. Both guys are nightmares in the post. Good luck checking either one.
Great open look there. 23 points for George.
I'll tell you, his ability to stretch the floor is crucial to this team. Pretty play.
Jackson passes to Griffin. To the paint, here's Bullock, and he banks in the layup. And the Pistons lead by 7.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Back to Westbrook. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Boy, Russell Westbrook, so quick to attack, Kevin.
Pistons leading by 5. Outside Jackson. Pass to Griffin. Shoots over Grant. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
Boy, not nearly tough enough inside on the defensive end. They made that all too easy for him.
There's the pick. Feeds it to George. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Outside Robinson. They get a hand on it. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Now, Kevin, terrific activity from Paul George. Sticks his long arms in and mucks up the passing lanes.
Here's Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. A 3-ball. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Russell Westbrook's so smart. This guy just uses the screen to perfection.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Griffin's got 8 here in the quarter.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Inside, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, you love the tenacity. Paul George cannot be contained when he gets near the 10.
Jackson against Westbrook. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over Grant. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Ooh, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
Thunder trailing by 6. And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit.
In for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And a different look here for the Pistons. John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Glenn Robinson III. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
And the first one drops.
What I love about Steven Adams is he approaches the game with a level of physicality that sets a tone for his team. Outstanding defensively and growing offensively.
And the Pistons making a change here. Pachulia is checked in. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, you think to Steven Adams, and coming out of New Zealand, playing about 1 year at the University of Pittsburgh, now in his 5th season as a starter for the Thunder. And what a pivotal guy he's become for this franchise.
Shoots off the screen. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Here's Abrinas. Drains the three-pointer. Abrinas has got his 2nd basket of the night. And Steven Adams drafted by OKC with the 12th pick in 2013. That draft pick, a centerpiece of the James Harden trade.
And that trade will go down as one of the great conversation pieces of all time, whether or not you should have moved James Harden. But the reality is, where Adams is concerned, they got a two-way big man with incredible athleticism, unbelievable physical strength, and an evolving offensive game. So this is one piece of the trade that you have made great use of.
Adams with the screen on Lure. Noel. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pistons leading by 3. Smith up top. He's guarded by Schroeder. Here's Kennard. And it's Lure, top of the key. Kennard kicks to Lure. Johnson the screen. Shot clock at 3. Lure can't hit. Oklahoma City's gotten out from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Abrinas, and he slams it one-handed.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
Johnson, a wide open look. Detroit, no good that time either. Blake Griffin getting it done for the Detroit Pistons. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total.
Showed no fear in attacking the defense. He got on the interior with ease.
Oklahoma City trailing. Robertson and George fill out the wings. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. And it's Westbrook in at the 1. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Jackson kicks to Griffin to the middle, and Drummond throws it down.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Bullock. Defense is right there. There's a screen by Robinson. Griffin passes to Bullock. Grant against Griffin. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Jackson misses. The Thunder shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. Robertson dishes to Grant. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And the Thunder lead by 1. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Jackson against Westbrook. Adams with the screen on Jackson. Westbrook double team. And Adams kicks to Grant. A baseline J. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And now a 3-point Thunder lead. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jackson misses.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Here's Westbrook. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
I think one thing Dwayne Casey has learned is it's important to keep your star players fresh by managing minutes in the regular season. That way, you're not worried about fatigue or injury.
Tipped away. That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Jackson.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Lets it fly, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. 29 points for Paul George. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. And with Casey, he also keeps his team doors on their toes.
Right, and it goes beyond the ability to stretch deep into your bench, right? You have to mix up your practices. You have to mix up your daily routines. All the little things to keep his players from going through the motions.
Here's Robertson, defended by Griffin. Here's Adams, lays it up off the glass. Adams has got 6.
This is Steven Adams at his absolute best. This guy is a high percentage shooter because he understands how to use his frame.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
For the Thunder, Patterson comes in for Grant. That's Felton in for Robertson. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Robinson. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists in the game. Westbrook against Jackson. And that one's good. Westbrook's got the lead back up to 7 now for the Thunder.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Jackson passes to Bullock. Drummond with a screen on Felton. And it's Bullock missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Patterson setting the pick for George. An easy layup after coming off the pick. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Bullock kicks to Robinson. Drummond with a screen on George. Here's Jackson. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
And even with the height disadvantage, he finds a way to convert.
Boy, you got to appreciate how confident he was in that instance. He doesn't allow the taller defender to stop him. He's saying, I'll take you on right now.
Lets it fly from 18. Connects. The jumper drops. George has got the lead up to 9 now for Oklahoma City. The Pistons have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Back to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Westbrook. And stolen by Patterson. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Puts it up from 17. Westbrook, no good. Pistons trail by 9. To the inside. Here's Griffin, and there's the 3-second violation. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. Number 1, the Thunder.
Yeah, that was a huge factor for them a season ago. Their ability to attack the offensive glass and then convert those into second-chance buckets. I mean, no one did it better.
Johnson, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock.
When you think about the 2 consecutive first-round playoff exits for the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is a franchise that had made it to the conference finals in 4 out of the previous 6 seasons. So not the kind of deep run they're accustomed to.
And the Thunder struggling to break through in the West. Doris, are they going in the wrong direction?
Well, certainly they've lost their fair share of star players. And you wonder, do rival executives start to think they may need to trade Westbrook and start from square one?
He's perfect from the line this time. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Numbers for the Pistons.
And their big men are getting the majority of the rebounds. You like all 5 guys boxing out and getting on the glass, but at the end of the day, that's their role to control the board.
Here's Jackson. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Westbrook a screen on Jackson. Noel up top, fed by Drummond. And that one's good. Noel.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside now.
Ball's knocked loose. Down low. And Noel throws it down.
Oh, Kev, love the connection Noel has built with his teammates. Smart at knowing when to time that alley-oop.
Jackson a screen on Westbrook. Smith the pass to Drummond. Here's Jackson. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
Here's Westbrook, and that one drops for him. Westbrook's got 23 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Drummond with a screen on Westbrook. Smith kicks to Griffin. Here's Drummond. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
And the way he went about it, no better way to increase the lead and energizes your teammates.
Smith against Westbrook. Inside and stolen by Drummond. Jackson up top. And they double up Jackson. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You 2 players.
And here now the Thunder. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And the Pistons change here as well. Lure's checked in. The Thunder leading by 13. To the middle. And there's Paul George on the assist by Schroeder. And it's 37 points for Paul George. Out to the wing. Griffin against Noel. Lure a screen on Schroeder. Smith dishes to Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Smith from deep. He can't get that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Well, Paul George is not just a gifted perimeter shooter. That touch on the interior is impressive.
Timeout.
And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
Alex Abrinas is checked in for Oklahoma City. And then for Detroit, Pachulia. He's checked in for Griffin. And it's Kennard in for Jackson. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
And now let's take a look at the stats for Paul George. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged 22 points a game, just over 2 steals and 5 rebounds. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And the Pistons with possession here. 17-point game for 3. Smith. They get the rebound. Back to Johnson. Smith outside. Lure the screen. Here's Kennard. Banked in off the glass. Kennard's got his second basket of the game.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
There's a screen by Noel. Schroeder passes to Noel. Got a piece of it. George with the ball. Now guarded by Pachulia. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. For Oklahoma City, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far. They throw good. Paul George. And the Thunder making a change here. Grant's checked in. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Pistons.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Kicks it to Pachulia. They get a hand on it. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. And slam dunk by Noel.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Smith with it, now guarded by Schroeder. Johnson outside. Lure sets the pick for Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Johnson's got 15.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Well, this is something Grant does very well. Slams it home when he's got space.
Here's Smith. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Outside, George. Got it. Good job in the low post. George has got 43 points.
Boy, this guy has had a major impact on this game. The scoring he has done has propelled them to this lead.
Screen by Smith. And there's the feed to Johnson. He used that pick to get in close. 17 points in the game.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
On the wing, George. He's guarded by Johnson. And George kicks it over to Schroeder. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Smith up top. He's guarded by Schroeder. Smith Smith right side. The pass to Pachulia. Here's Bullock. And the release was before the buzzer. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the court for the Pistons, Smith is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Griffin. And it's Lure in at the power forward position.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Back to Smith. Pass to Lure. There's a screen by Robinson to the middle. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I feel like they could execute this play in their sleep. Griffin, one of the premier alley-oop finishers in the league.
Passes to Schroeder. Robinson against George. George double teamed. Now Detroit moving it up. Griffin leading the charge. Here's Bullock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. Players going to great lengths to improve their performance and extending their prime years. We're seeing it all over the league. Doris, it amazes me.
I heard a number of LeBron James spending 7 figures a year.
Wow.
That's a 1 in 6 zeros to take care of his body.
No kidding.
Right, making an investment in your future, understanding nutrition to training to recovery. Listen, you have a limited window, Kevin, to make money with your body if you're a professional athlete. So why you wouldn't want to extend that window as long as possible? You're playing a kid's game for fun, Kevin. Come on, let's lengthen it out if we can.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Pass to Lure. There's a screen by Robinson. Lure the pass to Bullock. And he gets it to go from the corner. Oklahoma City leading by 20. And the pass to George. Over Robinson. The shot by George, no good. The Pistons shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. Now here's Bullock. Down low, over Adams, and Adams sends it back. And here's Schroeder. He kicks it to George. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Pass to Bullock. Dishes to Griffin. Out to Smith. Robinson against George. Lure a screen on George. It's stolen by Schroeder. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Well, Kevin, if you allow Paul George loose in fast break situations, he's an absolute force in the open floor.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. You always hear coaches preaching consistency. Doris, what enables that kind of night in, night out reliability?
Well, I think a lot goes into it, and you can start with pride, Kevin. If you're putting in the kind of preparation necessary, then you're going to take a certain amount of pride in the things you do on a night-by-night basis. Things aren't always going to go your way, but it's not how you end the night. It's how do you respond in the middle of the game when things are going against you. Calls haven't gone your way, or perhaps there's a bad matchup. What's your response? So a lot of things go into consistency, and it's why we take special pride covering players who pride themselves on being available.
And one of the most admired things you have, too, as well.
Correct. Michael Jordan loved to play every night.
And so here is Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City leading by 22. Inside. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Griffin attacking. Count that bucket. Griffin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
George. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. He's looking for Griffin and finds him.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Adams outside. Passes it to Schroeder. Banked in off the glass.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Here's Jackson. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. And the Thunder making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Adams with the screen on Robinson. To the paint, Griffin with the steal. And now running up the court, Robinson pushing it up. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. And it's 6 points for Robinson.
Exactly the kind of ball movement they're looking for.
Westbrook kicks to George. Pass to Grant. To the inside, Griffin with the steal. He feeds it to Robinson. He's off on that one. Oklahoma City leading by 18. George passes to Adams. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Outside for Jackson. Nailed from three-point land. Jackson's got 21.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
It'll be interesting to see what
He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Just 4 to shoot, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That will be foul number 5 on him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
So it's Detroit now. Now Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond. 5 on the clock.
Boy, and on a night where he's been so smart handling the ball, that's his first big mistake.
Inside, stolen by Bullock. Outside, Griffin. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on George.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Griffin kicks to Bullock. The Pistons working the ball around now. Drummond a screen. Shot clock at 6. And Adams sends it back. Outside Westbrook. George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. The pass to Drummond. The dish to Robinson. Picked by Griffin. Robinson kicks to Bullock. That's tipped. George with the ball. George double teamed. And there's the 3-second violation. Pistons trail by 17. Left side, Griffin. The rebound by Grant. Grant's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Screen by Adams. Here's Roberson, and he overshot that one, missing. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
He has certainly done his part this period. Just needs to get a little more help from his teammates.
He dishes it to Westbrook. Screen by Adams. Double team on Westbrook. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Pistons now. Pistons trail by 15. Here's Jackson. To the middle. Here's Griffin. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
He's flat.
Pistons trail by 12. Outside for Robinson. Pass to Jackson. Griffin against Grant. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Griffin's got 43 points.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
And the shot goes down.
Terrific focus from Jeremy Grant. This guy understands how to take contact and fight through it.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Westbrook. Lays it up off the glass. Westbrook's got 27.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
Here's Roberson. He's guarded by Bullock. Here's Westbrook. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Griffin against Grant. Here's Jackson. It's deflected.
The defense from Andre Roberson is nothing short of sensational.
4 on the shot clock. Bullock kicks to Robinson. They get it back. That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Drummond.
I'll tell you, good things always come when you've got players who work hard for second chance opportunities.
To the paint, here's Roberson, and the dunk by Roberson.
Well, the aggressiveness of Russell Westbrook setting up that bucket right there. This guy knows how to find the best shot possible.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin
for Oklahoma City.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Paul George.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells. And anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
And Roberson kicks to George. And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. There's a screen by Noel. Over Drummond, and that one's good. Noel. And the Thunder lead by 13.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
Now here's Schroeder. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win.